Welcome back to the show. This is brought to you by PRN, using their network to help you grow. Big week for the Cowboys, Rick. I don't know if either of us thought that the Cowboys would even be here getting ready to play their season opener on time, but here they are ready to go into the Rams game. And so much has changed with the Cowboys this year. You know, they got a new coach, a new defensive coordinator, a new center, a new receiver, all this new stuff. Overall, how do you feel about this team going into the year?
Well, they had the best offense in football last year, and they're 8-8. Gone from last year's team for your Pro Bowl center, at least for the first 3 weeks, your Pro Bowl caliber right tackle, your fourth all-time leading receiver in history, tight end, a 58-catch slot receiver on offense. On defense, you're missing your best interior pass rusher, your best edge pass rusher, your best linebacker, Sean Lee, who won't be there for 3 weeks, your best cover corner, and your best defensive playmaker over the last 7 years, Jeff Heath. That's a lot gone from a team that went 8-8. Now they've added CeeDee Lamb, and they think, okay, they're going to have three receivers that can really move the football. But the question is defense. Can you stop anybody? That was the concern going into the offseason, and they addressed it with Everson Griffin. But the secondary remains a huge question mark. They could have taken a cornerback with that first-round draft pick, but they went offense, which is really true to character for Jerry Jones. He loves his offense.
He does love.
But they really need a cornerback. They need Trayvon Diggs to step up and be a Rookie of the Year candidate on defense to have a chance this year.
Let's talk a little bit about that safety position because, every great defense you think of, when I think of the Buccaneers, John Lynch comes to mind. When I think of the Ravens, Ed Reed comes to mind. Troy Polamalu with the Steelers. I mean, we can go on and on. Every great defense, to me, has a great safety. The Cowboys haven't had that. If you go back and look in their history, the last time they had a Pro Bowl safety was Roy Williams. And who does everybody think of when they think of Roy Williams? They think of Roy Williams, the receiver, who they traded the first-round draft pick for to get. But it was Roy Williams, the safety from Oklahoma, who was their last player to make a Pro Bowl at the safety position. And to me, they've mismanaged that position over and over and over again. You go back to 2017 or 2018 draft, or 2019 draft, actually. They could have had all those safeties were sitting there. Juan Thornhill, Nadar Asserley. You had a bunch of them.
Juan Thornhill was the guy.
Juan Thornhill was the guy, and the Chiefs ended up getting him, and he had a great rookie year until he got hurt. But they mismanaged it there, and then they could have made a trade. Okay, if you don't want to give up a first-round pick for a guy like Aminka Fitzpatrick or Jamal Adams, right, you've got Quandre Diggs, who they could have had for cheap, who would have been an upgrade over that. But they go sign HaHa Clinton Dix, who doesn't make the roster, and now they are where they are. I have a big problem for the safety position, particularly, but that whole secondary scares me.
Well, they have a disregard for right now for that position. Back when the Cowboys were winning Super Bowls with Jimmy Johnson, they didn't care about the linebacker position. They had all those really good young linebackers. They let them all leave because they weren't going to pay linebackers. Right now, they're not going to pay safeties. They need the pass rushers, and a good pass rush will make your defensive backs competent. And they're going to need a great pass rush to survive. You look at when they won Super Bowls in the 70s, Cliff Harris, Hall of Fame safety. When they won Super Bowls in the 90s, Darren Woodson, who was a Hall of Fame candidate safety. You've always had that dominant presence at the back end of the defense. And that presence isn't there right now. And that's one of the major concerns I've got with this team. This team, I think, will go as far as their defense will let them go. Offense is going to be good. We know that. But the best offense in football last year was only good for 8-8. This team will not advance into January unless they get some plays out of the defense, sacks and plays.
Everybody's talking about CeeDee Lamb, obviously the first-round rookie. Everybody's talking about Amari Cooper, the $100 million man. To me, the best receiver on this team is Michael Gallup. I just love what he did last season, went 1,100 yards, almost had as many yards as Amari Cooper did. I think he's going to have a huge year for the Cowboys. But do they have enough balls to go around to satisfy everyone? And Jerry said the other day that Tony Pollard's going to be a bigger part of this offense. That's the thing that worries me is, are they going to have enough footballs to go around on this team?
Well, not for this team. You have 3,000-yard receivers. First off, rookies don't have 1,000-yard receivers.
Cowboys have never had one.
There have been, in the first round, there have only 10 first-round receivers in the history of the NFL that had a 1,000-yard rookie season. There were 10 taken in the last 4 years. None of them had a first round 1,000-yard season. The last one, ironically, was Amari Cooper in 2015. But Marvin Harrison, no. Calvin Johnson, no. Larry Fitzgerald, no. DeAndre Hopkins, no. Great receivers. But it's a different game on Sundays than it was on Saturdays. On Saturdays, the cornerbacks gave you a lot of cushion. They didn't want the great receivers run by them. In the NFL, they don't show you that respect. They are in your face, in your grill. You have to fight for every inch of space in your route. It's going to be a lot tougher. And there'll be a transition period, a learning period for CeeDee Lamb. But you'd hit the nail on the head. There aren't enough balls to go around to satisfy everyone. I think the X factor is Blake Jarwin. He should have been on the field 70% of the snaps last year. He can give him a seam threat down the middle of the field. So if you give Elliott 350 touches, Cooper 100 targets, Gallup 100 targets, CeeDee Lamb 100 targets, Jarwin probably 80 targets, factor in Tony Pollard and whatever Prescott does with his legs, there aren't enough plays for everybody to have these Pro Bowl type seasons.
The Cowboys open the season against the Los Angeles Rams, open SoFi Stadium this week. And this segment is brought to you again by PRN, using their network to help you grow.